Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be looking at the Hunter deck. Let's see here. Hunter deck starts with Hunter's Mark. Hunter's Mark I find is actually a really good card. It is a little bit tricky to play because it requires a second card to play with it, but you can eliminate very powerful monsters as well as combine it with all kinds of other cards. Great effect. Being able to reduce a monster to 1 hit point or 2 hit points if there's a buff in play makes it extremely versatile, I find. Then we have Arcane Shot. For 1 mana to deal 2 damage, it's a pretty cheap card, and it's a decent amount of damage for its cost. Depending on your deck design, this is a pretty decent card to have in your deck. And I find with the Hunter, there's usually about 2 or 3 different types of decks you can make with it. Usually we have the damaging deck, where you're more just trying to take out the monsters with spells and then either overrun them with cards or kill them with your hero power, or you're doing some sort of like beast summoning deck where you're either summoning lots of low level beasts or building up to summon a big powerful beast or something like that. Let's see. Now we have Tracking. Tracking is an interesting card. The ability to look at the top 3 cards and decide which one you want to put in your hand is quite powerful. But the negative effect is you're discarding the others. So it's a high risk card. Sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's not. I don't really like the card because of the fact that there's a really high chance of losing some really good cards when you're doing it. But it can get you out of a pickle when you're stuck with, oh my god, I need that one card that will kill that. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so it is a really interesting card to have in your deck. Timberwolf. This is pretty much one of the basic cards you'd want to have in a beast deck. Great for either holding in your hand for summoning that big charging beast, or for playing quite early because it has low cost. Explosive Trap. Explosive Trap is a great card to wipe out early rush decks. Having it in your deck will wipe out a lot of the early Murloc rush decks as well as other lower rush deck cards. One thing I did notice about traps is they're not affected by any spell power buffs. So if you have any cards that add spell power, it does not affect your traps. So just kind of a note to that. It is one of the interesting mechanics that I discovered while playing with traps. Freezing Trap. Freezing Trap is an interesting trap. With it, really, you really kind of have to play this a little bit strategically. If you're able to have a very powerful minion or a minion that really annoys you alone, you can make it so that the Freezing Trap will go off in your favor and drive the player insane by making his more powerful creatures stuck back into his hand. Snipe. Snipe is an interesting card. You also got to play this one a little bit strategically, I find. You got to kind of play this card when you know the opponent's going to play a monster with 4 or more hit points, or 4 or less hit points. It can be used quite effectively. Also, with all traps, they're not affected by spell power, so you got to be playing strategically, I find, with traps. The nice thing about traps is they do trigger a lot of different cards out there. There is a rare card, the Eaglehorn Bow, that gets triggered off of traps and such. And there's a few other ones that also get triggered off traps. Scavenging Hyenas. Scavenging Hyenas is a very interesting card. If you know you're going to be losing a lot of beasts in either in an early rush or in some sort of card combo you'll be doing, Scavenging Hyenas is a great card to have out because it gets a lot of power whenever one of your fellow beasts dies. Starving Buzzard. Starving Buzzard is one of the few cards that a hunter has to draw cards, but it is based on beasts. So you really want to use this card if you're using a beast heavy deck. If you find you're not really a beast heavy deck, you might have fewer of these, or you might not even use these in your deck. Animal companion. Summoning a random beast companion is extremely useful. Usually the beasts are, there's 3 different types you can get out of it. You can either get a 4/4 tank with taunt, 4/4 creature with taunt, a 2/4 creature that gives +1 attack power to all your other creatures, or a 4/2 charger. It is a little bit random, but all 3 of them I find are very useful in their whenever you need them. Deadly Shot. Deadly Shot is a very powerful card. Being able to destroy a random minion is a very powerful card. The only thing you got to worry about, it is a little bit random, so you got to kind of use other cards to make it so you hit the card you want. Or you just got to pray that it hits the one you wanted. Kill Command. Deals either 3 damage or 5. This is a very cheap cost card for the damage you get out of it. It is a very good card in most decks. Even if you don't have beasts in it, it is a very useful card to be able to take out like a 3 hit point creature. Multi-Shot. Multi-Shot is an interesting card. It deals 3 damage to 2 random enemy minions. There has to be 2 enemies on the field. You can't just use it when there's only 1 minion. So it is really good, I find, combined with like spell power cards if you want to be able to do take out a lot of creatures. But on its own, it is a very powerful card. Unleash the Hounds. With the new change to Unleash the Hounds, being able to summon a minion for every single enemy that's on the field is very powerful. Combining it with your scavenging vultures, or even with your Timberwolves, you can do a lot of damage in one shot. You can also summon a lot of cards in one shot. There's a few other combinations I found with this card that makes it quite interesting. Houndsmaster. Houndsmaster, being able to give a friendly beast +2/+2 and taunt, and it's 4 mana for a 4/3 is a very good card in any beast deck. It is almost a must in most beast decks, just because it is so powerful compared to the other cards that are out there that give buffs to a single creature. Tundra Rhinos. Tundra Rhinos is a very good card for beast heavy decks as well. Giving your beast charge can be very powerful. It is a little bit of a low damage card for its cost, 5 for a 2/5, but its ability is quite powerful in any beast deck. I usually recommend having 1 or 2 in any sort of beast deck you're doing. As for rare cards, let's see here. We have Flare. Flare is a great card to wipe out any sort of stealth issues that you may have, or secrets. Great against Warlock decks who uses little stealthy imps, or other hunters, or mages, or paladins with their annoying secrets. And with the ability to draw a card for 1 mana, it is almost a must to have if you find you're having a lot of trouble with stealth and secrets. It is a rare card, so a little bit harder to get, but it is a pretty good card to have. Let's see here, what other rare cards are there? The Misdirect. Misdirect is another trap that's kind of interesting. The ability to have it randomly attack a different character is quite useful, but be warned, it can randomly attack you as well. So it is a semi-risky trap to play. Eagle-Horn Bow. This is the interesting bow that works off secrets. Whenever a secret is revealed, it gains 1 durability. For 3 and 2 turns is pretty good. This works really well in a secret-heavy deck, or even against a secret-heavy deck. I've had it many times where I was fighting a mage, and the Eagle-Horn would keep triggering over and over and over again against an enemy mage or paladin, just because they were secret-heavy. Let's see here. I think those are all the ones. Oh, wait, yes, Explosive Trap. Explosive Trap is an interesting, Explosive Shot is an interesting spell card. Being able to deal 5 damage to a single minion and then 2 to adjacent ones is quite powerful. It is expensive for its cost, but it does have a high damage potential. Unfortunately, you can only target minions with this one, so it is a little bit restrictive compared to some of the other cards out there. I think there might be another rare I don't have. Let's see here. No. Ah, yes. Savannah Highmane. This is an interesting rare card for it's a beast with 6 summoning for 6/5. It also summons when it dies 2 hyenas. This is a pretty powerful beast that's out there. It is a very good beast to have in some of the higher, more heavy beast decks, which are more focused on the more powerful beasts. But yeah, I think that's everything. That's everything for the Hunter deck. Thank you for joining me again, and if you like what you see, please subscribe. If you have any comments or suggestions, please feel free to post them below. And thank you again.